Hi, I'm Cherie. Hi, I'm Cherie Krim, candidate for Panama City Beach, City Council, Ward 4. I'm running because I love our city. I have the experience and dedication to make a difference here. I believe our government should listen to and work for its people. I will be focusing on our community, our environment, and I will always be an advocate for transparency. On April 21st, vote for me, Cherie. My name is Cherie Krim, candidate for Panama City Beach, City Council, Ward 4. I approve this advertisement.
That. Hi everyone, I am now live on the other side as well. So thank you guys for joining. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here today. My name is Cherie Krim. For those of you who don't know me yet, I am a political person here in the Panhandle. And I say that because there aren't a lot of people that are speaking out about politics, especially here in the Panhandle. Bay County has a lot of issues. And if we don't want to look at those things, how are we ever going to make a difference? So thank you guys for coming, and let me know if you've got any questions. I do have one over on TikTok. What's my favorite Taylor Swift song? Karma? Karma's my boyfriend? Maybe that's the answer. So hi everyone, I am live Panhandle Politics with Cherie today. So I want to start off with a couple of opening comments. And the first thing I want to say is that the women in the Panhandle are getting really tired of all of these men that want to regulate our bodies. Every day I talk to a Republican woman who's like, did they really vote for that? Because here's what I've learned. They actually aren't paying attention to what's going on in politics, which is like most of us. And so when they find out what our elected officials voted for, Jay Trumbull and Griff Griffiths, that they voted to take away my bodily autonomy. They voted for a 6-week abortion ban here in the state of Florida because our fascist governor, Ron DeSantis, wanted that. And now we're here. On a side note, we still are in court over the 15-week abortion ban that we passed in 2022. So I think that's going to be going to court within like the next 4 weeks, the next month or so. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Are the courts going to come back and are they going to say the 15-week abortion ban is too much? I'm betting they will. And the second they do that, that makes the 6-week abortion ban null and void. Welcome to the state of Florida, where our governor uses our tax dollars to have lawsuits against the policies that he's trying to push down everybody's throat. Now, it's interesting when you think about his war on woke. And I use the word woke in my book, which is up here, The Business Case for Kindness. But woke is not what they're trying to make it out to be. I have been woke for a long time, and I say that. And who am I talking to? Hi, Lily. I've got multiple live streams, so if I'm not looking directly at you, I'm looking at the other streams. So woke is not a bad thing. When you are awake, that's what woke means. When you are awake to the injustices and the things that are going on, which number one, taking away a woman's right to choose. Big damn deal. Number two, taking away rights from LGBTQ folks. Or number three, trying to say that slavery gave you life skills. God, I love the state of Florida, right? Oh my God, life skills. Life skills from slavery? What the fuck? Yeah, that's my state. So with all of this hate that we do have here against people who are women or LGBTQ or aren't white, we have some here in Bay County. and I'm going to show you. I just put it over on TikTok. So if you want to go watch it, the video's over there on TikTok. But I'm going to share with you guys the video that I did today about the hate here that we had in our mall. And our police haven't done anything at all. I actually went out there the day it happened and talked to the security guard. And oh my God, the whites above the iris is being visible as a mark of insanity. I'm not going over here. Thanks, TikTok. That's really strange. Oh God. I have men over here on TikTok saying slavery was awesome. You gotta love it. Thanks for the troll. Let's keep this going. So I'm gonna play the video for you because it's really awesome to see the hate here in Bay County. So I'm going to pull up the video file and gotta love it. So many. All right. All right. It should be playing. Yes. Hi, my name is Cherie. This is hate here in my city of Panama City. Here in Bay County, Florida, our local Republicans have many times called LGBTQ people groomers, pedophiles. I could tell you some other stories, but all it needs to be done is say this. They had an event last year called They Want Your Children. When you spew hate and lies, what do you think is going to happen? Hi, this is in my town. I don't like this hate being in my town. Why? There is no queer agenda. We just want to love who we want to love and not let your religious beliefs bother ours. Why can't we get along? Oh, I know. Power and control, right? The Southern strategy for the Republicans in the 1950s and 60s was having the Republicans become the white man's party. Well, guess what, y'all? The Republicans are now becoming the straight white man's party. If you believe in equal rights for all, you can't keep your mouth shut anymore. And yes, I did say that out loud. And you'll probably call me an angry woman too, right? Everybody needs your help. If you say you're an ally and you let it happen, you don't say anything, you're part of the problem. I said what I said. Be a true ally. I'm going to add myself and remove myself from the stream over here. So, oh, I love it. I'm not even going to go there. Thank you for that comment over on TikTok. It's amazing the amount of trolls that if you are a woman and you're willing to step up for something, the amount of trolls that come to you. But that's TikTok. This is Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. We can do this, right? We can work together for a society based on kindness that works for all of us and not just some of us. And you see, it's quite interesting. Some of you may already know, I am a founder of the only safe space in the Panhandle of Florida for LGBTQ youth. And when you think about that, we've been out for 5 years. We've been open. 5 years we've been open. And during that time, the amount of people that we've been able to help and serve and do the things that is just amazing is something that I don't even know, like my heart is so full by what we've done. So for our 5-year anniversary, we finally got our ribbon cuttings from the Chamber of Commerce's, which we're a part of, being the Gulf Coast LGBTQ Center. We had a ribbon cutting. I was absolutely in shock that Brian Rust, a local, very right-wing radio talk show person who misgenders people and has a problem with that transgenderism, came to our opening. And I was like, huh? Why are you here? I didn't say it to him. I kept my mouth shut. But I really want to know why he came. So if anybody knows why Brian Rust was at the opening, the ribbon cutting for the Gulf Coast LGBTQ Center, let me know. Because honestly, I think it was hate-based, but people say he's an ally. How can you be an ally when you misgender and you have a problem with the LGBTQ? Right. It's kind of one of those things. So, Bay County, we have some things here that we need to talk about. Our elections, we have things that we need to talk about with Moms for Liberty, with school board. Oh my goodness, Mark McQueen. I love it. Here in Bay County, Governor DeSantis just appointed Mark McQueen, who used to be the city manager for Panama City. Yeah. He's now the superintendent for schools. So when somebody tells you you don't have the qualifications to do anything, he's never done this before, but he's going to go be the superintendent of schools. And I'm pretty sure he's anti-LGBTQ because we're going to see some stuff about that here in a moment. So, Mexico Beach. What is going on in Mexico Beach? If you haven't been paying attention, there's some transparency issues, and there's a lot of people that have been quitting recently because of what happened with the FEMA money. I don't know specifically why they won't be transparent and why they just won't go and show the things that need to be shown. I don't know. I don't know that answer. I got a little note over here. Sorry, I'm like, the trolls are raising your algorithm. Thank you. Didn't mean to share that, David, but there you go. I got an algorithm boost, except nobody's on TikTok anymore, which is kind of funny. Only a few people over there. So why in our area is it so hard to be transparent with your finances, with everything? Why are we so hidden? I know. They've been allowed to do it for a very long time and not be called out on it. Well, it's now time that we start calling them out. And I'm here to help you, Mexico Beach. If you want some transparency, my name is Cherie Krim. I have done audits for Fortune 10 companies. I'm here to help you because transparency is important. And we need more of that here in Bay County. So with that being said, we don't have transparency. What are the values that we want here in Bay County? What are they? I believe they should be community, transparency, and environment, which is what I ran on. But I also know that we want more here. Here in Bay County, our workers have been, and I will be clear on this, used and abused over and over and over again. And don't tell me it's not true. Los Antojitos will never get my business again for what they did to their employees. One day, they just decided, hey, we're going to shut our doors and let all of our employees go because we're going to make some upgrades. That's not how you do business. And the workers here are tired of businesses treating them as they are disposable. So when you have people out there, and I laugh so hard when businesses say they can't hire anyone. Well, number one, you're paying too low of a wage. If you're not paying a minimum of $15 an hour, it's time you grow up and you do that. If you want to pay 20, you'd be amazed who you're going to be able to find. Number two, we keep allowing the command and control structure. Employees don't want to be yelled at anymore. So let's stop doing that, Bay County. Yeah. School superintendent. I already talked about that. I'm not going to play any of the videos, and you can go find them online. I find it really interesting. He was just appointed, but he's already working on the politics to get reelected in 2024. Because DeSantis, I believe, made him pledge, and this is what the Republican side has told me, that DeSantis, anyone he's appointing, he is actually having them agree to a loyalty pledge, that they will vote for DeSantis and they will do what DeSantis wants. If that's not true, Republicans, let me know. I really would like to know if that's not true, but I'm pretty good, more than one, we'll just say it that way, high up within the Republican Party. And that should scare all of us, that DeSantis can force these people to make a loyalty pledge to him. That's not, that's what fascists do. I'm just going to say it like that. Speaking of Governor Ron DeSantis and his anti-woke agenda, because he wants to make sure that things go his way. Now, this is not the same in every, let me share my screen. This is not the same. Oh, that won't work. I need a window. There we go. He wants, let me see. Is that showing? There we are. All right. As long as it's showing, I'm going to remove back on the stream. So why is that the guidance that was given? Because I'll tell you, you go out and you look at the guidance that was given by other lawyers. I don't think I can find one that actually says that for another county. So if you know of another one in another county, let me know. I'd be super excited to know that Bay County's not alone. But even when the parents are telling you to use a different pronoun, that their child is not that, a teacher could lose their teaching certificate here in the state of Florida for doing that. That is how fascism operates. There's no reason why our state should be doing any of this to the LGBTQ community except the hate that our governor has. And if you haven't heard me say this before, I am sure Governor DeSantis loves drag queens, and I am sure he wants to go to shows, even though most people will say, maybe that's not correct. Oh, goodness gracious. I've got to stand up to this, and we have to do the right thing, because not saying anything about something like this is a problem. So I hope you join in and you do things that will help your community. Know what's going on. Do you go to your school board meetings? Do you go to your city commission meetings? All of that matters, especially here in the Panhandle. We need more people to show up and to say things because Moms for Liberty, Moms for Liberty. I don't even think, there you go. I've got it down here, but I'll go ahead and we'll talk about Moms for Liberty right now. It's really, let me see. I'm going to try to find, where is the Moms for Liberty? No, it won't let me show a photo, which is weird. So this weekend over at our library, Moms for Liberty did their Brave Books tour from Kirk Cameron, and he wasn't here, but Moms for Liberty had the event. And I'll tell you, it was more adults than children showing up. But what I noticed is there were 5. There could have been more, but I saw 5 elected officials. 5 elected officials. We all know that Moms for Liberty is a hate group, and it has been deemed a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center. So these 5 people that I saw, Mary Coburn, Doc Rohan, who's the mayor. Oh, sorry, let me step back. Mary Coburn from Panama City Beach, Ward 3, I believe. Doc Rohan, who is the mayor of Panama City. Jenna Flynn Halligus, who's in the Panama City Commission. Josh Street, who's in the Panama City Commission. And Jesse Nelson, who's the mayor of Lynn Haven. So, do you 5 people agree with what Moms for Liberty stands for? Why were you at that event? And if you're anti-LGBTQ, this is what it's telling me, because you went to this event, you said these things. Over here on TikTok, it says to remove pedophiles from our schools, parents are in control. What kind of parents would allow their children to have to deal with pedophiles? I don't know. Why do parents let their children deal with pedophiles in the church? I know, we keep our mouth shut, right? What happens in the church stays in the church. All right. Southern Poverty Law Center hate group. Yeah, that's what needs to happen. All right. What elected positions do we have here in Bay County in 2024? We have a lot. And that right there is the coolest part of everything, is that we have so many positions that are available. All right, I want to do slides from my computer. All right, we're going to upload my PowerPoint to the computer. I'm not allowed. I go to church all the time. We're allowed to church. Hateful churches, though, that's a whole nother issue. Any church that tells you to love everyone but hate LGBTQ, that's a problem. Or you have churches here in Bay County that tell women it's their fault that their husbands cheated on them. We have churches here in Bay County that tell children to be quiet when they're abused. We have churches that are doing the abusing. But we don't want to think about that or even talk about that side of it because, well, shit. Then we'd have to face the truth that the pedophiles are not coming from the LGBTQ community. In fact, there's a great lady over on TikTok that has been doing a video for 24, 25 weeks at this point of how many people are getting arrested. It's like 15% of the people getting arrested for pedophilia are from the church. I think there's 3 total LGBTQ out of the thousands that have happened. And in fact, here in Bay County, we just had a whole big sex sting and all of these people trying to sleep with underage people, underage girls specifically, right? Because somehow that still seems to be okay. All right, we're going to go into local politics and we're going to talk about what is happening here. So, here in Panama City in Bay County, Our local elections mostly go without competition, which is ridiculous. Really, seriously, it's ridiculous. And local elections determine the path of the city. We need local leaders who are going to work for all of us and not just some of us. And I am going to go and all right. Sorry, I'm doing something over here on TikTok. Bye-bye. I don't tolerate hate. I just don't. Oh, somebody made a good point over here about the churches. Churches now have sexual assault and sexual battery, I want to say, insurance available for them. That's really creepy. Super creepy. Back to elections. I know, ADHD. I kind of go all over the place sometimes, but I have very good information to share. Elections, our local elections are in April every freaking year. Every year there's a local election in April, depending on where you live. And the local municipalities get to decide in these local elections if they will send you out a sample ballot. And they don't. Why? They don't want you to vote. Maps and Boundaries, bayvotes.org, and we'll go to that website here in a little bit and look up some things. So positions that are up in 2024, and these are an April date, these are nonpartisan. Now, I do want to step back. In March, here in the state of Florida, is our presidential preference primary. So that's when we're going to be able to vote. The Republicans will be able to vote for whether or not they want Trump to go or Ron DeSantis or Vivek. And that's a whole nother issue. We're going to talk about that. That's creepy. That whole campaign, there's some creepiness there. You know, so many of these positions go unchallenged. We have positions up in Callaway. We have the mayor in Callaway. We have 2 positions in Mexico Beach because they go every freaking year. There's an election in Mexico Beach because they just go like that instead of every 2 years. It's kind of really interesting how the Mexico Beach works versus the other ones. Now, Panama City Beach, the mayor race is up. Now, when I ran for Ward 4, Mark Sheldon was running for mayor. And I had a choice. Do I work with Josie, the woman who cares about the community, or do I go and I work with Mark Sheldon, who cares about making more money for himself? I don't say that lightly because the reason why I say that is that he owns a lot of businesses here in town. And he keeps creating businesses based on knowledge that he has, that he's gotten by being mayor. And in fact, some of his businesses that have gone in have gotten approved in places that really, honestly, probably shouldn't have had his business or his partnership or whatever. Now, the TDC, our Tourist Development Council in Panama City Beach, gives him and his company a lot of money for Gulf Coast Jam and Sand Jam. Except there's no Sand Jam anymore. And he took money and didn't give it back. Where'd it go, Mark? I want to say it was over $500,000, at least, of our money in the Tourist Development Council that he took and hasn't given back. Where is it? Where is it, Mark Sheldon? Where's the money from the TDC that has been used? Probably can't give it back. Where is it? I don't know. So this is going to be a big race. There are some people out there talking that they think Paul Casto or somebody else is going to step up. I don't think Michael Jarman's going to run again. Maybe he will. I really was upset that how he's handled everything. He really has shown that he wasn't a community person. The way that he's just voted with the good old boys. And, you know, I understand. He probably is one. In fact, he is one. And that's how it goes. So Panama City Beach, 3 positions are open and it's huge. Who's going to run for mayor? These are all nonpartisan positions. And in Springfield, there's also some positions. Now, August, we have the Beach Mosquito District, which is so random because seat 1, 2, and 3. It comes up every 4 years. It's a small little role, but the Beach Mosquito District. Then our school board is also up. Now, the school board members are nonpartisan, but the school superintendent is not. Governor Ron DeSantis wants to make all of these positions partisan because he wants everybody on school boards to be Republican so he can get his agenda, his hate agenda across. Well, we've got some good people, and hopefully they're going to run because we've got some positions open and some good people to take them. Also up, these are the partisan positions that are up in August/November. School board, we already talked about that, superintendent. Then the Bay County Commission, there are 3 seats that are open, 1, 3, and 5. Then we have the clerk of court. Now, this is the election cycle where all the big money jobs come up. The clerk of court, the property appraiser, the supervisor of elections, the tax collector. Those are $200,000 jobs here in Bay County. Who wants to run for them? I believe our SOE is not going to rerun, so we do have an opportunity for a new SOE. It's a lot of positions, right? A lot of positions that are up. Now, when you run for office, there's multiple different ways you can run for office. You can get petitions, or you can, that's your signatures instead of you paying for it. You also have the qualifying period, money marketing and door knocking. All of those things are important. And we're going to talk about the money here in a little bit. I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to these websites and show you who's already put in their stuff and who already has money, because some of them already have money. Let's go ahead. I'm going to remove this. So let's go. And we are going to go to the Bay County Supervisor of Elections page. When you go over here, and I'm going to make sure everybody can see this. All right. So when you're over here, you will see on bayvotes.org, you can see how many people are registered. You can see Democrats, Republicans, and others. You've got all of this. Now, the cool part is, if you go here, and I'm going to go down to the county site map, you can find all of your maps that you need, maps and boundaries. And we're just going to go county commission districts because that's a big deal. They're the same as the school board, but you want to make sure, all right, that it's like, there you are. It's like it was really small on my screen. There we go. You will see we have these 5 positions, right? And it's still off because it's not Griffiths anymore here on the beach. That's a question. I wonder if Jeff McConnell's going to run over on the beach since he didn't win city council and Mary Coburn took that from him. I don't know. But here are all of your districts that you can find and be able to see that. Let me make sure you can see all of that. All right. Here's where we're going to go to the best part. Candidates and committees. And we're going to do current candidates and finances. This is for all the stuff that's the people that are already in. Nina Ward is going to be running. She has pre-filed for the supervisor of elections. Ron Keel has pre-filed for County Commission 1. Robert, okay, somebody put in for District 5, and then Claire Pease also is in for District 5. And you'll see she already has $100,000 because, let's see, she got appointed by DeSantis too, and her money is already out there. Now, the sad part is, she's the second woman who's ever been appointed to the county commission. And I'm not so sure she wouldn't vote against my rights as a woman. And that makes me sad, because women in places of power should want to help other women and not want to take away their bodily autonomy. But you never know. Then also, the Republican State Committee woman already has 3 people in there. Now, I know for sure Mitzi Prater is not going to continue because they forced her out. The Republicans were very nasty to her. I've seen the nasty comments and the things they've said to her online. I mean, when she said that she was quitting. And now, by the way, the Moms for Liberty lady is running the Republic. She is the state committee woman for Bay County. But how they treat women who question anything, it makes me so, so sad. Oh, goodness gracious. So that is everything going on in Bay County. We're going to go over now and we're going to look at everything that is in the Florida department. Now, Florida candidates and committees, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull up what candidates we have going on right now, current candidates, campaign documents, etc. Search. There we go. So we're going to just pull the 2024 election. And holy moly, when you do that, the amount of people who have put in for the president of the United States here in the state of Florida, so far, looking at the list, I don't see Trump or DeSantis who filled in their paperwork. I'm sorry, DeSantis, why isn't your paperwork in here? Oh, wow. I really wasn't expecting that. I thought it was already in there, but it's not. United States Senator. We have some people out there. I know we're not even to 2024 yet. Of course, we don't have Rick Scott, who, by the way, just a little PSA, Rick Scott was part of one of the largest Medicare frauds in history with where he worked. And he's our senator. What's wrong with us? I know what's wrong with us. We want Matt Gaetz, who is a suspected human trafficker, to continue to be in his district, as well as we've got Neil Dunn, who's put in for ours. Go down the list. You'll see state attorneys, state senators, all of the things are out here, state representatives. I honestly, Griffiths already has his in here. So let's pull up Griffiths. Let's see any campaign finance activity. So he has money back from February and March of this year, but I guess it's rolling over into some things. But I really want to see where he spent some money. See, this is the cool part, right? You can go and you can see every dollar that somebody donated and where they spent it. And looking at where he spent his money, wow. All right. We're going to stop sharing there. So locally, we have a lot going on. If you want to run for something, let me know. I'm here to help you. We need good people in these positions. Most positions in Bay County have never had a woman in them or a person who wasn't white. So that means what? White men? It sucks, but it's the truth. And until you can face the truth, this is where we are. So I'm here. I'm looking for good people to run. If you want to run, let me know. I'm going to run again. Just not yet. I got some things to get done. And my position isn't open till 2026 that I want to run for. So I'm super excited to do that. We've got all of this. Oh, Bay County taxes, y'all. Holy crap. Oh, this one's a fun video. Let me pull up the video file. Yeah, let's go.
And this was the beginning as we move forward to try and different areas that we look at to lower this number that we may approve today. Is that
Yes,
correct?
this is the ceiling. We will be working from now until September, when the public hearings are for the budget, to bring this down. And when we bring this back to you in September, that will be the rates that we approve. But for now, this is the ceiling, and we will work to bring those down.
Thank you.
It's now time to go through some of the things that have caused the increase, and also if you could give us average home,
Okay.
approximately what that means to the average homeowner, how much their tax would go up.
Okay, so for an average home in Bay County, I looked at the Zillow average home price. That price is $360,000 per Zillow. When you calculate the just value and add in take away the homeowner's exemption, you get an average taxable value of $227,000. This increase would add to that average home about $285 a year or $24 a month to the average home per Zillow.
Can you tell us what's caused it to go up? Just some highlights?
This is easy.
I can cover that for you. So as we discussed with you in our one-on-one meetings regarding the tentative budget, we are faced with some rather significant non-discretionary increases that we're seeing that are coming from a number of different sources. One of those, which is voter approved, the $15 minimum wage. As you're aware, the voters approved that several years back in a constitutional amendment. We are on pace to implement that in stages up until 2026. Unfortunately, some of our operating areas are having those expenses accelerated. So for example, in this current year, we had to absorb over $1 million in increases out of reserve because anyone who is funded from Medicare or Medicaid proceeds, which is primarily our EMS staff, minimum pay had to go to $15 an hour this year. So that was $1 million+ increase.
They're upset that they had to make the minimum wage for EMS workers $15 an hour. What is wrong with us? I am so shocked that wasn't even the case.
Increase in personnel expenses that we were not anticipating having to budget for until essentially 3 years down the line.
Yeah.
We were able to absorb that out of cash this current fiscal year, but that will be a recurring revenue impact going forward. So we're also being outpaced in that area by other local and state agencies. So the state for the last several years has been raising law enforcement officer pay as well as raising correction officer pay. We have to make significant changes in our expenses to be able to keep our existing personnel, keep them from going to the Department of Corrections or FHP. So we're seeing a lot of competition in that space. So that's putting pressure on wages, not just for recruiting to fill.
How about we pay good money? We could get lots of people if we pay decent wages.
Vacancies, but just to simply keep the existing staff on board who are currently working for these agencies. We're seeing an increase this year, $3.7 million in what we'll be contributing to CRAs. State tax exemptions, you're aware that the state legislature passed several sales tax holidays. We're anticipating right now that's going to erase almost $4.5 million.
$4.5 million for tax holidays that we have approved. Did you know that we have to make up for that difference?
An existing revenue coming to Bay County. Not new revenue from growth, but existing revenue that we're currently getting. We think that those sales tax holidays will erase that. We have to make a contribution for every resident of Bay County on a per capita basis into the Medicaid program. A lot of people may not know that, but Medicaid is self-funded in the state of Florida. So we have to make a pro rata per citizen in Bay County contribution. Those contributions are going up almost $240,000 for next year. There was an article that ran today in, I believe it was in the Tampa Tribune, that's talking about changes to the Florida retirement system, specifically in the area for first responders, which is our law enforcement, primary law enforcement and fire personnel. Retirement criteria are being reduced, so first responders will now be able to go back to pre-2011 criteria where they'll be able to retire after 25 years of service, or I believe it's at age 55. That's generating $325 million of increases across the state of Florida. Just in the general fund, we're going to see a $643,000 increase next year in our expenses in retirement. That's in addition to the over $1 million that we'll be seeing on the law enforcement side. And there is a portion of that that we are, as you're aware, the state budget begins in July. Our budget doesn't begin until October. So there is a portion of those increases that we're going to be absorbing through existing reserves between now and September. But that next year's amount is that $643,000 in the general fund. Same things that people are seeing at their households. Utility expenses are going up almost $400,000.
All right, I could keep going. I'm going to put this on YouTube. Let's go ahead and exit full screen. I'm going to put this on YouTube, the little video I made on this, because we don't realize who's getting the tax holidays. Yes, we may get them locally for us, but do we realize that we're going to have to pay more in property taxes? And an average house in Bay County being $350,000 a year, with my average income being less than 50, and us still offering jobs at less than $15 an hour. How can you afford to live here and work here when we won't pay you a decent wage? It makes me really sad, to think that this is what upsets me. And this makes me sad. What upsets me? It makes me sad that this does upset me, that keeps happening, because we were not paying our EMS a minimum of $15 an hour. Just what the fuck? Seriously, why? Why were we not doing that? Makes me sad. It makes me wonder, what are our priorities and our values here, Bay County? Let's see. Before we leave, and then that's it. We already did the Bay County taxes. We are going to go look at something that is just, I don't understand. And some of this should be illegal. If you have not seen him, his name is Vivek, I believe, and he is running for president. And he is running, and when you're sitting here and you're thinking about this, he's got this truth thing. Let's look at it, right? I just want to go over here. Let's go to America First 2.0. I'm not going to play the video. All I want you to see is, for him, this words right here. Let's find it. He wants us to incentivize trade schools over hollow college degrees. Let me see if I can find who he is really fast, because he wants you not to go to college. But as it usually goes when people say, I want you to do something else, this particular man went and got a degree from Harvard and his JD from Yale. And he's telling you not to go to college? What? Why? That blows my mind. This is what you guys have to look at when these people are saying don't go to college. Did they go to college? Why in the hell are they telling you not to go to college? This man's rich, right? Why is he telling you not to go to college? Let me see. Get involved. Oh, you can donate with Bitcoin. Absolutely, you can get involved. You can canvas. He has his own line, right? Truth line. Everybody has their own line of things. But this right here, Vivek's kitchen cabinet, make money. Calling all go-getters who support his America First 2.0 vision, which includes not pushing college, even though he went to college. He is going to be leveraging the power of peer-to-peer relationships to promote small dollar donations and bundling. And then all of the members of his kitchen cabinet get a cut of the donations they bring in. This should be illegal. He is literally getting people to have their own dedicated fundraising link so that they can fundraise for him, so they get 10%. This should not be allowed. Politics. What in the heck is going on? That should not be allowed. And I'm just, wow. I was shocked when I saw that. I just really. This is the world we're living in today. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, let's go through everything and make sure we covered all the awesomeness here going on in Bay County. We talked about the Gulf Coast LGBTQ Center, the hate, why somebody right wing would even come. That was really funny. I don't know why he was there. I really don't know. Mexico Beach, transparency, Bay County values. I really want to know, if you're in Bay County, what are your values? What do you think we should value as a county? I believe we should value community, environment, and transparency. Period. It's not hard. We can do this. And I know that, guess what? The community would be happy about it. If they had transparency and we gave a crap about our environment, isn't our environment how we make money? So we should care about that. I showed the video of the mall. We've talked about the superintendent who is not got any job qualifications that they usually list for school superintendents. We had the legal letter on the pronouns, which is just freaking ridiculous. What positions are open, who's running. We looked at some of the websites. Then we looked at that craziness. How do you get a percentage of fundraising? That is, wow, that should be illegal. It should. And we have to figure out, I don't know. That just blew my mind that happened. We talked about the Bay County taxes. Next, let's talk about, hey, what events are going on in Bay County? And let me pull them up real fast. We have a lot of things that go on here in Bay County. I have a lot of events that go on. Okay, and the guy that I was just talking about calls Juneteenth a useless holiday 2 months after he said the holiday should be a celebration of the American dream. It does not matter. Pay attention to what they say and do. Like, this is just crazy. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, events. I have some knock here. Let's go and let's see what events we have going on here in, let's go home, events. Where are my events? I got birthdays. All of my events seem to be, there we go. It went kind of crazy. All right. So there's meditation going on. Thursday, Flipper Flop Karaoke and CPAR Realtor Roundup. This one is going to be going for Lavish Ministries. And if you haven't donated to Lavished or you don't know about Lavished, they just had an amazing series that was on the TV, WHAG, I think, around human trafficking here in the Panhandle. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to share them on my Facebook page. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So, but it's one of those things that is happening here and we don't talk a lot about it. Let's see what else is going on this week. We've got Pineapple Willie cleanup. Always. There's beach cleanup every Saturday. So do that. There's also a pay it forward that'll be going on where they'll be giving money to things along those lines. There is next week, Panama City Equality Connection. I'm going to bring that up next week as well. So let's see what other events are going on in our area. We have, it's of looking at my location. Let's see. Let's just go this weekend and see what we got. Panama City Comedy. If you haven't gone to a Panama City Comedy show, you should. There are multiples all the time, and they're so amazing, and big laughs are important. The Capstone House has Songwriters Night. There is a free movie on the lawn over at Hotel Indigo. It is going to be the Super Mario Brothers movie, so go watch that this Friday at 7 o'clock. That'll be awesome. Pineapple Willie's also has Jack and Jen live on Friday. And if you haven't heard any of the Jack and Jen music, you need to do it because it is just phenomenal. Their new album, Salty South, it is phenomenal. There's an adult art afternoon at Capstone. There's a card club going on. We've got Jam for Sam, a benefit concert. There's Velvet Gypsies. We got all kinds of awesomeness. Oh, Splash Bar's got RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, Jessica Wilde at Splash Bar, because we all love our drag shows. Let's see. Mushroom, Paint, and Sip. I said mushroom and paint. Mushroom, Paint, and Sip. That's happening over at Smashed. I hope she gets all of that worked out with her liquor license. You have yoga, you have line dancing. There's just so much going on in our community, and I just love being here. As a side note, before we leave, if you have ever thought about running for office, or you're upset with how the country's being run, your city, your state, get involved. Start going to the meetings, because it will make a difference. I thank you all for being here today. Cherie Crim. I'm going to run again. Just wait and see. And I'm here to keep us going with Panhandle Politics, because Bay County is so interesting. In Panhandle, you never know what's going to happen. So I hope everybody has a good night, and I will talk to y'all next week. Have a good night. Bye, y'all.